My wife has frequently few dreams. Someone has some disease in particular location. Someone has got involved in car accident in another location. So she calls next day her relatives in that location to take care. But few days later, someone she knows very well would have involved in that incident. She wants to overcome this. Why that happens? Intuition, that is what? The same trouble. The super consciousness, just a ray of super consciousness comes into physical conscious body, then starts all this trouble. Better to have a little bit of this meditation which we are going to do, that will take care. Why I see the people that I have never met before. I see Dalai Lama so clean and clearly and often. Does he know about me? You may not know about, you may not have seen Dalai Lama, but you have seen and read about him in the papers, in the TV. So any information you get can again and again come. Surely he will not be knowing about you, but naturally the information which you received will be again and again coming in your mind. It's like a replay. We have talked about visions and dreams, but what about getting smells and hearing things during or just after meditation? It is extrasensory. Whenever you meditate, you get some special smell. If you are meditating on Anahata, you will have the sandalwood smell. If your Vishuddhi opens, you will have jasmine smell. If your Anya opens, you will have turmeric smell, kumkum smell. It is a usual thing. That is why we use that smells to awaken those chakra. We apply sandal on Anahata, jasmine garland in the Vishuddhi, and turmeric kumkum on the Anya. It is whenever the chakra opens, the smells are usual. If a guru comes in a dream and tells you something, but you don't remember any colors, next time you see the guru, he repeats what he told you in the dream. Is this a vision or dream? It means surely it would have happened only in the colors. You may not remember it. If a guru does the same thing, he says the same thing, what you have seen in the dream means it's a vision, but it must have happened in 4 color. Your 4 color, 2 color problem is there, check with that. Repair that, monitor. Increase little brightness. One guy was trying to sleep with spectacles. The other guy asked why. No, yesterday I started having a wonderful dream, but I was not able to see clearly. I dream sometimes that I am flying on water, not on a plane, but just by myself, like a bird. What is this? What is the significance? Your desire to fly, your deep desire to fly can come in this way. One more thing, there is whenever you have a deep desire but you suppress it, naturally you see this type of things. And if you don't take food for 3 days, if you do fasting, some Skanda Sashti Vrata, some Vrata, that day night you will have good feast in the dream, you can see. That's a usual thing. Here is an explanation about the dream. Indumadi's question. You can better ask me the NS version. I'll explain it to you, because it is if I answer this question, it will be a confusion for others. Often I get dreams where I cry out of scariness. One dream in particular, I had jackal walking in front of the house, guarding such that I can't go out, as if I jailed in. Does it have any significance? And what can I do to get out of this fear? If you just meditate on jackal, it will become alright. Just sit and meditate. Just for 10 days, every day 10 minutes, meditate. The jackal is sitting in front of your house and you are arrested. Same scene, deeply meditate and go into that fear, come out. Simply that fear will disappear and the dream also will disappear. For the 10 days, the dream may again and again repeat. Don't get frightened. It will become alright. Does it mean that if we are more meditative, living in the moment, visions of the future occur spontaneously? Would it be correct to say that we should encourage visions and not dreams? That is true. You are expected to encourage visions, not dreams. I repeatedly have dreams, visions about temples, utsavams, gods, some religious functions, etc. These days I have your visions. What's the meaning of these dreams? Some of the visions, dreams, other people that I have about other people come true. What's the message I am receiving? That's what you become more intuitive. You are becoming more intuitive. Especially the superconscious layer is entering into subconscious layer. The samadhi layer is entering into subtle body layer. This is a nice question. There is an incident mentioned here. Swamiji, please explain if dead people can enter into our dreams consciously. Also, can we enter into others' dreams consciously? If you master your dream body, you can enter into others' dreams consciously. If you can consciously enter into your dream, your body, if your dream body can consciously enter into your waking body, you will have the capacity to enter into others' dream or waking body. But in your body entering itself, it happens just like an unconscious process. It never happens, it's a conscious process. So naturally, if you are not mastered entering into your body and walking out, you can never master entering into others' body. When I start meditating, Swami, my mind starts wandering. Should I stop the wandering and try to focus again, or let the wandering going on? Whenever you are using a technique about focusing, technique which needs focusing, again bring your mind back and focus. Whenever you are using the technique of witnessing, allow it to wander and witness it. There are two kinds of techniques, focusing and witnessing. In my chakra meditations, early meditation techniques, I give always focusing. Bring back and focus. I get dreams that I am doing bad things to people, but in nature I am not bad. Why is it? When you suppress the badness from the waking state, it goes to the dream state and starts expressing from that place, that plane. Is it necessary to dream? Why do we need a dream state? There is no need. There is a clear mentioning in our sutras. You can be without dreams and you can reach the state in which there will be no dreams. Now we will enter into the technique to release the total steam pressure. Yes.
One question. You said the dreams are either suppressed desires or fears. Can there also be dreams which are meaningless? I mean, sometimes you get to a dream like missing a bus or waiting for a train. It's neither is a fear or a desire. Can there be dreams of that category which are...
No. All the dreams are outcome of the fear and greed only. It is the base stuff. Sometimes when it comes aggressively, it expresses the quality of fear and greed. When it is very mild, it never expresses that quality. That's all. Okay, now it is time to enter into the meditation to release the pressure inside your mind, to release the pressure from your mind. If the pressure becomes too much, any pressure, understand, even the spiritual pressure, if it becomes too much, if you have too much of spiritual greed, again you start dreaming. One thing, never think if you start having too much of spiritual desire, that is going to lead to enlightenment. You need to work too much to realize enlightenment, not desire too much. There are many people who come and tell me, Swamiji, I feel that you are entering into me or you are into my being. Never allow those foolish things. I never enter into anybody. If you are progressing spiritually, you will grow in your own way. Never think you will behave like me. No. If you are behaving like me, there is some serious problem in you. Take care of that. You can never see you behaving like me. When I became enlightened, I never behaved like my master. I behave just as I am. You will express as you are. If you are behaving like me, then there is some serious problem. Be careful. Then either you are a schizophrenia or you need treatment. So careful about it. Never encourage that. Too much of desire to achieve also creates troubles. Too much of greed also creates troubles. So too much of desire also can create different kinds of dreams. Let us release the pressure or the steam which is inside your mind. There is a beautiful sutra, a great saint called Tayuvanavar. Asai arumin Isanod ayinum asai arumin means throw away your desires even to become one with Ishvara. Because even that Ishvara means, what do you understand? You have a concept. When you want to become one with that, you try to behave like him. But Ishvara is not the concept about Ishvara. Ishvara is not the concept which you have about Ishvara. He is something far more superior. Nityananda is not the concept which you have about Nityananda. You can never behave like me. You can never become me. See, a small example. There is a clay. Out of clay, one elephant is also done, one mouse is also done. As a base material, elephant and mouse is one and the same, but not as a form. As a form, mouse is a mouse and elephant is an elephant. Same way, when you become enlightened, you will become the same stuff in which I am made out of. You will never become just like me. You will never wear the turban, or you will never start laughing like me, or dancing like me, sitting like me. No. So be very clear. When you became enlightened, you will have your own uniqueness. You will have your own being. You will never have me in you. If you are having me in you, you are trying to catch your idea about me and you start enjoying that. When a finger points to the moon, instead of seeing the moon, you catch hold of the finger. If you catch hold of the finger, what will happen? You will shake the finger, and not only you will not see the moon and realize what is supposed to be realized, and you will shake the hand such a way that next generation also will be looking at you instead of looking at the moon. You will disturb others also. When you catch hold of the finger, you will neither enjoy the moon, nor you will allow others to enjoy the moon. So, when I am a finger pointing to the moon, see the moon, enjoy the state of Nityananda, not the concept of Nityananda. Somebody asks a Zen master, what is this? You are not following your master at all. You are enlightened but you don't follow your master. This guy says, enlightened guy, no, I am following my master in every inch. Disciple was shocked. What are you talking? Your master does one thing and you are doing different thing and you say you are following him. He says, my master never followed anybody. So I am following him same way I don't follow him. When you don't follow, you follow the master. When you become really enlightened, you will never imitate anything. You will have your own uniqueness. You will express your own unique things. You will never experience or express something which the way in which I am doing, the way in which I did. People ask me, Swamiji, why don't you do like Vivekananda, what Vivekananda did? Why don't you do like what Ramakrishna did? I said, fool, I am not a replica of Vivekananda or Ramakrishna, no. I am enlightened on my own authority. It is what is supposed to express through me, it will express.